What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 19 of Building a City. Today we're building Dunkin Donuts. So, yeah. Alright, everything's set up, so let's build Dunkin Donuts.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Dunkin Donuts for all of your city building needs. Thank you to all of you that suggested that I make a Dunkin Donuts. Hopefully some of you guys will actually be able to see yourselves on the screen right now. Thank you very much for suggesting that I make this, ladies and gentlemen, because it helps keep this series going. And I want to know what you guys want to see. So, please do leave a suggestion down below if you want to see something specific. Not only that, if you want to keep up to date with all of these city builds, you know what to do. Subscribe and click the little bell next to the subscription button, and that'll ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box so you don't miss any one of these city builds. If you're building in the city, it's the place to be. But without any further ado, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. So, just before we begin building, ladies and gentlemen, here are all of the materials.
Hello, Non-Yeo, welcome to live stream.
We are going to be using for the outside of our Dunkin Donuts. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those and enough of them as well. But I do also want to let you know that later on we are going to be delving inside of Dunkin Donuts, which will require a whole different set of materials, which I will be showing you as we get to that point. So don't worry about that now, but it is going to be coming up later. The amount of space required to make Dunkin Donuts is a 27 by 26 block area on the ground. I would always highly recommend making this grid in your world if you are planning out a city. It is invaluable if you're making stuff next to Dunkin Donuts, but that is up to you. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to, gather all those materials, make sure that you've got enough room to make it, make sure that you're ready for some delicious coffee and donuts, and once you are, we can begin. Alright, step one, donut friends. Come all the way to the front left-hand corner of the grid. If you've not made the grid, it really isn't a big deal, as we will be finding the starting position very soon. From this corner, I want you to count to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hello, V% on V Monses. Welcome to the live stream.
4, 5, 6. You see, that way we're both building in the same position inside the same grid if you built it to. On top of this block, I want you to place 11 spruce wood planks on the ground.
1, 2, 3. Do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Read that. This is the channel. This channel is the best. I hope you get more sub. Yeah, thanks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Go right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then connect back down to the ground. This might take a moment or two. Perfect. Once you have created this shape right here, we are going to behind the block that hit the ground, which is of course this one, I want you to, behind this, place a row of 5 spruce planks coming up behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming out of the 5th spruce plank, place 4 orange concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect those last 2 blocks down to the ground. And also add another row of orange just underneath the first 2 blocks to give you a nice shape like this. You can even as so far fill it in using black glass pane or black glass block. Like that. We are now going to just flip over to the right here.
Hello, Adrian Velasco. Welcome to live stream.
Coming backwards from this row to double it up like this, so we now have the same thing on both sides, the front and the right side. And then we're going to take these top 2 blocks here and extend both of them backwards by 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same just up above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like that. I want you to add spruce wood planks on the end of the 2 rows of 6. Extend these spruce planks down to the ground. Take the block that hit the ground and extend it 1 row towards you. Place 10 on top. 1, 2,
10 on top. I also play Minecraft. Cool. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And connect that back down to the ground. So, eventually you will end up with this shape. Now once you have achieved this shape, I want you to take the block that hit the ground, place 2 blocks coming inwards towards the middle of the grid, 1, 2. Place yourself a birchwood plank. It's actually more than 1. You want to place 4 birchwood planks coming outwards from this spruce, 1, 2, 3, 4, that will come towards the back of the grid. We're then going to place ourselves 7 birchwood planks on top of the 4th block.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're then going to extend it across the back of our grid by 12. 1, 2, 3.
12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need to open my door. I took off my shirt. Yeah. What are we having for dinner?
Huh?
What am I having for dinner?
I think some ham and fish fingers.
What about that carbonara?
Oh no, yeah, you're gonna have carbonara now. I forgot.
What am I gonna have for dinner tomorrow?
Monday, back tomorrow.
Yeah, just spag bowl. Yeah. Okay. Sorry guys about that. I was just asking my mum some that.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can even go as far as connecting this down to the ground if you'd like. However, you are also going to want to take that 12 block right there and you want to extend it forwards by 17.
17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Connect that block down to the ground as well. And then join this 17th block just diagonally to the front entrance area like this. Whilst we have our birch planks out, we also want to place a layer of birch planks in the front right-hand corner of Dunkin Donuts. This birch plank shape is going to just sit inside the curvature of the orange concrete that we placed. So if you can imagine, it's just one block upwards and one block inwards, and it just kind of looks like a J. Well, on top of this J, we want to place 2 additional rows of birch wood. 1, 2, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Place 2 rows of birch wood.
I'm gonna go to sleep now for me. It's 11:49 p.m. Okay.
More detail to the walls of Dunkin Donuts, and then we can start adding in a lot of colour. So, on the left side of Dunkin Donuts, which is of course here, I probably don't have to tell you that, I want you to grab your orange concrete, and I want you to place orange concrete coming diagonally from the front left-hand corner of Dunkin Donuts. We're going to place a row of 4 coming up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're then going to go left by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then join down. We are going to leave a gap of 4 in the ground, coming back. 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of this 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then join down. We are going to leave a gap of 4 in the ground, coming back. 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of this 5th block, we're going to place another row of 4 coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then left by 3. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. And we're just going to join that all the way down to the ground like this. So, on the side of Dunkin Donuts, we will have something which should look exactly like that, which is perfect. What we're now going to do is fill in between all of these orange rows, we're going to fill in the rest of the side using birch planks. So, in between these orange blocks, just add your some birch planks. As a matter of fact, behind the orange concretes, I also want you to add virtual planks too. So here, just behind the orange, and also here as well. This is actually a little drive-through window just right here, like that. Now, we're going to fill the large window in using black stained glass pane. This is towards the front, just 3 rows of black stained glass pane, or glass block. Top of each other will do. This is an order window, like I said, so I mean pretty much all we're going to be doing here. We're just going to use 2 upside down quartz stairs in this manner, and then you can either add a little bit of black glass at the right side, or maybe even along the top, or however you want to do it, just to show that it could be potentially closed. Coming towards the back of the build, we're going to fill the entire back in with birchwood planks, because there's windows on every single other side of the build, and along this back wall we've got a lot of coffee and kind of like donut making apparatus, mostly coffee actually, so we don't really want loads and loads of windows on the back. side, what you can do is raise up the birchwood planks up as high as the other birchwood planks. So the birchwood planks that we placed on the back, you can raise it up as high. Equally so, you just want to fill the gap in here using spruce wood planks. So we're just going to use spruce wood planks in this way here, just to cover in any gaps that we might have. And this also applies like where it would need to connect to the wall, we're going to make the wall nice and smooth, so we don't want to have any weird gap. Try anything like that. The same thing can be applied to here where the front is, like just, you want to raise up the spruce wood planks just so that there's not going to be any sort of weird gap. So like here for instance, I might actually leave that gap there because I quite like having a smooth wall. We might alter that when it comes, nah, you know what, never mind. Let's just add the row there. We can always undo it later should we need to. And I think I'll also have it here on the right too, yeah, because, or not, we'll see, we might undo that later. But what is important is that we are
Google Maps, helping you find the unusual.
to use some black stained glass paint to just fill this little part in here too. So this is the large window running up the right side. As I said, many windows around, so, you know, so far we've almost done this. We just need to fill in this panel here where we have the birch wood. We're just going to completely fill this in with birch wood, as you can see, just like that. So all in all, the only parts that we kind of really have to fill in so far, so to speak, we have to fill in the spruce wood parts, but I also want to fill in the roof. But I also want to extend the spruce wood parts another row backwards. So the spruce wood parts that extend and hang over the roof, you might say, I just want to add another row. So I want them to be about 4 rows thick. So here, just the part that will overhang, I'm going to extend the spruce backwards, and I'm going to fill the back of it in, just like this. So you can see it's 4 rows thick. The same thing shall go for this one here. I just want to extend this part that will overhang and extend into the roof. One row backwards, and then fill the top of it in just like this. Perfect. Additionally, I'm going to fill the rest of the roof in using, I'm just going to use the birch wood just at the top here because it's quite, kind of like an abnormal shape up here. Like, it's a bit weird, it's twisty and turny. It's very possible that you could, if you wanted to, just like make it any colour or whatever if you wanted, but I'm kind of good. Modern style in which we'll just completely fill the top of this in, and then it is what it is, almost. So let's just fill all this in with birch. We're going to work around the fact that we've got spruce wood. You don't really have to worry about the fact that you're going to have like a weird shape inside of the roof, like actually inside the building. You don't have to worry because we're going to be having an interior roof anyway. So the end result of that should actually look quite a bit like this. Well, what else are we going to do from here? So, the next job that we are going to do is we are going to focus on the 2 entrances. We have 2 of them. One at the front and just one on the side. So, let's do it to it. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to focus on the actual entrance itself. So, the entrance entranceway is set one row inwards. So where we have this row of 3 is the middle row. Starting from the left, place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 black concretes coming up, and then go right by 1, 2, join down, and then take the top and extend right. So you have quite an abnormal shape. The right side we're going to fill in using glass paint. We're going to add a black glass block at the top in the middle. We're going to add spruce wood slabs coming along the top of the entrance. We're going to dump out our birch wood planks, and I'm quickly devising what else. We actually need quite a few materials, but I'll tell you what, we'll just grab the brown concrete here. And I want you to place underneath the top 2 middle blocks here, up at the top of the build, place brown concrete underneath the top 2 middle blocks. I want you to place 2 orange concrete coming down from the left side and 2 magenta coming down from the right. Everything above this is going to be filled in, or around this I should say, is going to be filled in using spruce wood planks, like this. The idea of this is the fact that we're going to make a coffee cup in front of it, with 2 upside down quartz stairs just in these 2 positions, but we don't really have enough materials on us, and we'll place some quartz slabs along the top of this, just like that. And I might have actually placed a little bit too much colour. It works out that you want to have quartz slabs in front of the birch wood, or in front of the brown concrete, and then you want to have upside down quartz stairs underneath. Like this, and you only want to have 1 row of colour, so I actually goofed there a little bit, so that's what you're actually looking for. And then beyond that, you want to place a cobweb on this left side here, up above the mug or cup, and then another one just flowing upwards, and that's meant to simulate like the steam coming off of the drink, so that's like hot coffee. You might not like them, but I actually think it makes it a little bit more interesting, and there's also, it contains all of the colours and stuff, so I'll leave that up to you as to whether or not you want to design the entrance like that. But that's not the only entrance that we've got to make like this anyway. Now that you've completed one, we've got to go all the way over to this side and do the same. So that involves us grabbing black concrete, coming to the left side of the middle row of spruce wood. We place 4 black concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4 coming up, come across to the right by 2, join down to the ground, take the top right corner and extend it to the right by 1. You fill the right side in using black stained glass paint. You add a glass block above the entrance on the left. You place spruce wood slabs coming across the top of the entrance. You come all the way up to the top of the build and you grab the material that we don't have, or at least I don't, which is brown concrete. You place it underneath these top 2 middle spruce. Woods. We're going to place orange underneath the left side and magenta underneath the right. Upside down quartz stairs back to back. We then actually don't need quartz stairs for a little bit, so we're actually going to dump those and the brown concrete. And we need quartz slabs and cobwebs, and I'm going to place quartz slabs on top of the stairs with cobwebs upon the left side and then a diagonal one coming up like that. And then all you have to do is just fill in around this using a bit of spruce wood planks like this. Very sorry that I got it wrong on the first side. I mean, I miscalculated slightly. I thought the cup was actually a bit longer. You could make it longer, by the way, if you wanted to. And there you have a nice cup. And I'm just going to experiment. I mean, does the cup look a little bit better if it is a bit bigger? I don't know. Or does it look goofy? It might look a bit goofy. So it's very possible that it's going to look right. I guess that's kind of personal preference. I kind of like the small one, and it also actually leaves us enough room to actually have the banners down below, so it doesn't work anyway, unless you were to extend the entrance a little bit, like if you were to extend it upwards. So little tiny cups we have, and I actually think that that looks pretty decent. I hope that you guys do too. So now that we've done that, ladies and gentlemen, now that we have most of the structure of Dunkin Donuts complete, we're going to do my least favourite part of this tutorial nice and early so that we can work on much more fun things. So, we have to write out Dunkin Donuts in banners. This requires a crafting table first of all, and we can just use one of these and we can plonk it down. I'm going to trick it right here where we started, just close. I'm going to destroy a crafting table because we only need one, and I'm going. To make it so that white banners, magenta dye, and orange dye, I don't know how I didn't move the banners, are all in the upper left corner of the inventory. Now this is important, so now when we crack open the crafting table and we have our crafting area, all of these things are quite close. The first thing we have to make is an orange D.
How do you put photos on the front laptop? I don't know.
To let you know, all of these banners, every single one we're going to be using twice. So if you're not in creative mode, you have to make these twice. Feel free to make more once and then re-follow this part of the tutorial if you have to, but we have to use them twice. So crack open the crafting table and we start off with the yellow D. And I realise we actually are missing white dye. That's quite important. So I'm just going to grab some. It'll be in the material list, but it kind of just slipped my mind a little bit. Tutorial. So the orange D, we're going to start off with a white banner in the middle of the crafting table and orange dye coming up the right side, top to bottom. Grab the new banner and place it in the middle right of the table with white dye in the centre of the banner. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with orange dye underneath. Grab the new banner and
Do you know how to get online pictures?
No.
Yeah, I know you do because it was on there when I went on.
What do you mean?
On the computer.
What are you talking about?
You know how on the computer where you do online pictures?
Why are you asking me?
Because Alfie said you did that.
No, I don't want.
SpongeBob.
No.
Just tell me something.
No, I'm busy right now.
Tell me.
No, I'm busy. Sorry guys about that. That's just my brother's friend.
place it in the centre of the table with orange dye coming up the left side. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with orange dye coming along the top. That is the final banner, that is D. U is made by placing a white banner in the middle of the table with orange die coming up the left side top to bottom. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table and place orange die top to bottom up the right side. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with orange die along the bottom. Grab the new banner and that is U. We now have to make N. A white banner in the centre of the table with orange die coming up the left side. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with orange die coming up the right side. Grab the new banner and place it in the middle left of the table with orange die top left corner to bottom right corner. That is N. Now we have to make K, which is a white banner in the middle of the table and orange die coming up the left side. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with orange die bottom left hand corner to top right. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with orange die top left corner to bottom right. That is K. We now have to grab the new banner and we can place it in the middle left of the table with orange die coming up the middle, and that was I, speaking of I, have just figured out we can actually use N twice. So, you might have to make a second N if you're not in creative, but I'm sure that you'll be able to do it quite easily. So, the first part of the logo, the first part of Dunkin, is set directly underneath the coffee cup on the left side. D, U, N, K, I, N. Dunkin. We then want to come along the opposite side here and we want to do the same. D, U, N, K, I. Dunkin. Oh, and then another N. Oh, we almost forgot that. Dunkin on both sides. Now, I would recommend this. If you have made your banners and you're in creative, I would store them in a chest until you're sure you don't need them anymore. It's easy to destroy these. Trust me, I know. So now that we've done Dunkin, we're halfway there, we just have to write donuts. So crack open your crafting table once more and place a white banner in the centre of the table. Magenta die coming up the right side. Grab the new banner and place it in the middle right of the table with a single white die in the middle. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table. Magenta die. Along the bottom. Grab the new banner, place it in the middle of the table with magenta die coming up the left side. Grab the new banner and place it in the middle of the table with magenta die coming along the top. That is D. Next is O, which is a white banner in the middle of the table, magenta die along the bottom. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with magenta die coming up the left side. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with magenta die coming along the top. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with magenta die coming along the right side. Grab the new banner, that is O. Now we have to make N. We've made this before, but it's a white banner in the middle of the table, magenta die coming up the left side. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table with magenta die coming up the right side. Grab the new banner, place it in the middle left of the table, magenta die top left corner to bottom right corner. Grab the new banner and that is N. U is another one we've made before, but that's a white banner in the middle of the table, magenta die up the left side, grab the new banner, middle of the table again, magenta die up the right side, grab the new banner, banner in the middle of the table again, and place magenta die along the bottom, and that is you. T is quite easy as well. That is basically a white banner in the middle of the table, a top left corner to bottom right corner, and there you have S. I do want to state again, you will need to make all of these twice if you're in survival, so that's something that you might have to account for. These letters go directly underneath the orange letters, so D-O-N-U-T-S, just like that, Dunkin Donuts. Same thing on the opposite side, D-O-N-U-T-S, Dunkin Donuts, and that's all there is to it. It just adds a little bit of colour, and it also adds the fact, like, if you don't know what this building is, hopefully you can read. If you can, you know, well done, it took me a while too, then you'll be able to write Dunkin Donuts on your building, people know where it is. I am going to chuck these in this chest just in case there's some horrible thing that happens. And I am now going to work on the outside of Dunkin Donuts just a little bit. So all of these, by the way, all these next changes are completely optional. You do not have to add these because it depends where you're building this. If you're building this in a city, leave it as it is just like this. But I kind of want to add some car park spaces, and I want to add a drive-through and a little bit of like a walkway and stuff. So feel free to add these if you want, but if not, just skip forward. The things that we're going to need for this next part include oak wood planks, concrete. We need a lot of smooth stone, yellow concrete, we're going to use a bit of quartz slab, some cobblestone slab, flowers, and that's all we'll use at the moment. So first of all, I'm going to create an oak wood plank wall along the entire left side of the grid, so just like this. And I'm also going to make it 2 rows high. Oak plank wall along the entire left side of the grid like this. For those of you that haven't made the grid, this wall is 3 blocks away from the left side of Dunkin Donuts, and it is directly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows in front of the entrance, and it's just 1 row behind the back. So feel free to add that in even if you haven't made the grid. We're going to add an oak wood plank wall directly behind Dunkin Donuts. It's going to start from the back left corner of Dunkin Donuts, and it's going to come out and it's going to cover up to the back right corner of the grid. So for those of you that haven't made the grid, it comes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows outside the right side of Dunkin Donuts, and it's going to be 2 rows high, just like the drive-through. Speaking of which, I'm going to dig out all of the grass of this drive-through area here, and I'm going... For those of you that haven't made the grid, it comes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 rows outside the right side of Dunkin Donuts, and it's going to be 2 rows high, just like the drive-through. Speaking of which, I'm going to dig out all of the grass of this drive-through area here, and I'm going to dig coming out equal in length with the wall and equal in width to where we have those windows. Might even want to make the drive-through a little bit wider, but there's... to leave it 3 blocks because I don't really want to make cars and stuff that's going through the drive-through anyway, so it doesn't have to have a massive amount of space, just enough space really. I'm going to dig all this out, and I'm using specifically grey concrete myself for a road material. So whatever you want to use as a road material, you can use that. So light concrete, light grey concrete rather, black concrete, cyan, terracotta, stone. You know, the list goes on really, it really does. So, just a nice road out in front of Dunkin Donuts. Equally so, I want to have a path outside Dunkin Donuts too. This path, it's going to be about 2 rows out in front of it, literally. So where the entrance is, 1, 2, just like that, right? And this path is going to connect us to the road, just like this. And it's also going to, it's just going to come out the right side of Dunkin Donuts. So outside from beyond this orange concrete here, it's going to come out 1, 2, 3. So you're going to have 2 rows clearance, is what that works out to be from the front.
The city is supposed to be. It's to be.
And the right side of your Dunkin Donuts, pretty much. So that means that you'll have 2 rows to walk around where you're not... to be interrupted by anything, so that's why we came out free from the orange, but it actually only works out to be 2 rows outside of the actual entrance on the right side of Dunkin Donuts. And that's just so that people can basically walk around Dunkin Donuts without being run over, pretty much, unless somebody's forgotten their glasses and they're kind of mounted the corsi, also known as the sidewalk there, so like that. So what else do we want to do? Well, I want to extend this path here on the right. I want to extend it forwards by 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And I'm just going to have a path that's about 3 rows thick. It makes sense because it's the amount of space that is extended to the right from the orange concrete. It looks a bit weird with just 2. So something like that, right? I also want to just make this area in front of here. I don't think I'm going to be destroying these banners, so I can quite happily just wreck that. I'm going to use some cobblestone slab in front of the stone, walkway. And I'm going to extend the cobblestone slab forwards on the left and right by 1. I'm going to add in a diagonal block coming forwards from both sides, and then I'm going to join it together in the middle like this, right? I'm going to add poppies, use your favourite flower, on the left and right sides coming inwards diagonally like this. And I'm just going to have openings in here, just as a little bit of nature, just to make it a bit interesting, break it up from the rest of the builds. Just a nice little bit of display of nature there. What else do we want? Well, I want a car park area along this right side. So first, I'm just going to destroy all of this grass and stuff. All this grass can go. We're not really in an area, unless you wanted to, by the way, you can turn this into a heavy area. These builds are so moldable, you can do what you want with them, you really can. But this is what I'm doing for this, so you do this. But all this can go, and I'm just going to place a bit... just like this. Going to grey concrete it up. And I'm also going to divide it into segments as well. I'm going to divide it into car parking spaces. So that looks alright, but I want to use yellow concrete, and I'm going to start from the end here, and I'm going to mark out a series of spaces, and this is how I'm going to do it. From the end, I'm going to destroy, place a yellow, leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, yellow. Two, three, four, yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, yellow. And then that's actually alright, that's fine. I'm going to make the yellow 1, 2, 3, 4, yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, yellow. And then that's actually alright, that's fine. I'm going to make the 1, 2, 3, 4, yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, yellow. And then that's actually alright, that's fine. I'm going to make the yellow concrete, I'm going to make them about as long as the grey that we have here. These could easily be extended and made longer depending on what kind of vehicles you want to put here, if at all, if you want to put vehicles here at all. Just like this. And then you might even choose to do this, place a little bit of quartz slabs at the end in between, just to kind of add another colour to the area and kind of add a little bit of stoppages in between the car parking spaces like that. And what I did on the original of this, I also curved this part here, and what I mean by that is I kind of knocked out these corner blocks like this for some reason and made it a bit of a curve. If I had grass blocks on me, I'd place them in here. I'd also do the same here too, like I'd delete these and I'd place some grass. But that kind of like concludes to what I would do to the outside of Dunkin Donuts. It's quite moldable, so you can do all of that or none of it. It's completely up to you. I think it looks quite good like that. The next thing that we're going to do, by the way, to save us having to grab materials later on and all of that, to just save us a little bit on like space wastage, we are going to move on to the inside. I have Dunkin Donuts. I have Dunkin Donuts in my inventory, don't I? Let's get rid of Dunkin Donuts, shall we? So here in here, right? So what we're going to now do is we're going to do some preparation for the inside, and all this needs, we need some orange concrete, we need magenta concrete. Material, that's spruce with planks. I'm going to use some quartz stairs for this next part too. What else might I need? I might also need, I don't know, oh, we need lights, so that's redstone lamps, a block of redstone lamps as well. Let's do this. So grab all of those and head inside. So the first thing I'm going to do inside is I'm going to re-floor the area. I want my floor to be spruce wood. I want it to be spruce wood planks. Just because it's quite consistent with the rest. Of the restaurant, like, if you could call this a restaurant. Probably not. Kind of, though. It's kind of like sort of like a fast food restaurant. Classify it how you will. It's a restaurant you will. Well, it's bright and colorful here, so that's why I'm kind of offsetting it with some spruce wood. Feel free to use birch instead, feel free to use stone instead, feel free to use quartz instead. Any color you could use, you can do what you want with it, but these are some suggestions. Making the floor spruce wood because we're going to be using a lot of bright colours, and it's not going to hurt your eyes as much if there's a contrast colour against those bright colours. Kind of like with outside, like we're using bright orange, we're using magentas, we're using in some cases birch, which is quite a bright wood. It's quite good to have light and dark. You'll find that with a lot of things. Well, once we have done this, we are also going to be focusing on the ceiling as well. But a lot of what I want to do in here, not only do I want the floor installed as I'm doing here, and by the way, just behind this I might just have like another set of quartz stairs here, maybe place those underneath too, just so that it's like level with the wall. Yeah, we're installing a floor, set of quartz stairs here, maybe place those underneath too, just so that it's like level with the wall. Yeah, we're installing a floor, we're installing a ceiling, and we're also going to be installing kind of just like countertops, and we're going to be installing maybe a little bit of like places where we're going to be putting seating. I figure we might as well use the materials that we have on us right now, it just makes sense. The ceiling for Dunkin Donuts. But you might be wondering to yourselves, how high is the ceiling? It's about 4 rows high actually. It sits just up above where we have the black concrete of it just sits one row up above where we have the black concrete of the entrance. And I'm going to be using quartz slab for this. You can equally use quartz block, I just don't happen to have any on me at the moment. Quartz slab is a little bit more irritating to work with, for a lack of a better term, but it's what we have on us, so why not? So the quartz slab is just going to sit one row of just above the entrance pretty much, like half a row above the drive-through window, you know, that's pretty much it. I'm thinking maybe above the drive-through window we could even use a little bit of colour to kind of point out the window, like in the wall maybe we can even use a little bit of magenta, because there's not loads and loads of magenta around. There kind of is actually, that's a lie. So just above the drive-through window, I think I'm just going to delete these and like magenta in there just to make it stick out a little bit. So when it comes to the lighting, I want to use an old fan favourite, which is redstone lamps and block of redstone. So I think I only need about 4 or so lamps in the ceiling. You don't need that many. So I'm going to count diagonally inwards from the corners of the ceiling. I'm going to probably count in about like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to destroy. And then this corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, destroy. I'm going to do the same at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, destroy. Two, 3, 4, destroy. Is there a way to place another one in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Not unless we had like here. Oh. Hang on. What happened here? So, like, it'd have to be here and here. Make it line up with the front. Yeah, there we go. So you'd have to have them spaced 2 blocks apart. Here, so like it'd have to be here and here. Make it line up with the front. Yeah, there we go. So you'd have to have them spaced 2 blocks apart for it to work. If you wanted to have like. Number the way that we've done it, and we're just going to light them up using some redstone like this, here and here. I want to slip back down in just like this, and yep, there we go. So I'm just installing the lights like this, and I guess we've got like a row of 8 lights that will keep everywhere very nice and and they are set out in kind of nice positions, like where the entrance is, and right kind of like in the middle of Dunkin Donuts, and there is an equal amount of them, so it's quite nice and bright like this. The next things that we want to do include like adding counter spaces and stuff. So first of all, a couple of random things. In the front left corner of Dunkin Donuts, right here, I'm going to add a magenta concrete with a quartz stairs in front. I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and place another quartz stairs. I'm going to leave a gap of 1, and coming out from here, I'm going to place an orange concrete, gap of 1, 2 orange concrete. I'm going to move towards the right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to come across here. Actually, you know what? We might make that 6, so we're going to make that 6. And then we're going to connect here. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to connect to that wall quite perfectly. Coming along this entire back wall, I want to have orange concrete, like this. What I also want to do is I want to place an orange concrete just here next to the drive-through window. I want to have magenta concrete coming up above here, like where we have these oranges starting from the right side. I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 magenta concretes coming along the top like this. I want to use a couple of stairs as casual. Just starting from maybe the left side of the counter, I'm going to leave a gap of 1 quartz stair, maybe like a gap of 3 or so, and then, or maybe like just like here, maybe like a quartz stair like that. Or I might even leave a gap of 1 because we're going to be placing glass along here as well. By the way, grab the glass pane and just place like an entire row of glass just along here, just like that. And what else are we going to do as well? So here, we also want to create a couple of seats too. So in this corner here, the front corner of the restaurant, we're going to place another magenta concrete, and we're going to place a quartz to the right. There's just going to be a seat here. Leaving a gap of 1 in front of this magenta concrete, we're going to place a stair in that position. We're going to leave a gap of 2 between this stair here, and we're going to place another stair in a back-to-back position like that. So there's actually going to be a nice little private table here. Where the private table would be, which is here, I want you to leave a gap of 2 in the ground, and then place magenta concrete right to that way by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then place magenta back-to-back position like that. So there's actually going to be a nice little private table here. Where the private table would be, which is here, 2 in the ground, and then place magenta concrete right to that way by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to place a quartz stair coming inwards from the end, a gap of 1, 2 quartz stairs, 1 in the corner. So it's just like quite a nice little lounging area, quite a few tables around the place. We actually have, I've come to realise, some oak leaves. So we can place these oak leaves on the magenta concrete. Placed in the 2 corners here, because those are just going to be potted plants anyway. Now that we have done most of this, ladies and gentlemen, there is just one thing I realise. It's kind of figuring out what materials you have on you. I want you to place quartz stairs in this position, evenly, in this orange concrete. Coming along the top of the wall, place 2 quartz stairs here in between the 2 orange concretes like this. I kind of also want to, whilst I'm here, I might refloor the area behind the counter, and I might turn it quartz slabs. If you want to whip out quartz blocks quickly, then feel free. But I think quartz slabs will actually do the job just fine, like this. So here, and here as well, just to make the area look a little bit different. Again, of course blocks would have been easier, but yeah, we don't have them. So we really didn't have too much room in our inventory. I didn't want to like stock up on quartz blocks when quartz slabs do the job too. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we've done a huge amount of the inside as well. Now that we've kind of like done all of that. What I am now going to do, however, is I'm just going to put 2 dark oak wood doors on the entrances. So this entrance here and this entrance here. So we've done a huge amount of Dunkin Donuts already, ladies and gentlemen. We are missing some inside materials now though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away, I'm going to get rid of all of these, absolutely every single one of these, right? I don't think we need any more of them. And I'm going to grab all of these materials that you can now see on the screen.
Hold on. Where's the cocoa beans? Cocoa beans. I'll be right back, guys. Turn on Jamie's room.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on Jamie's room.
Okay.
Begins. Alright, guys, I'm back.
In front of you, so we literally didn't even have room for these earlier. Please make sure that you have access to all of those materials, all similar materials. Make sure you've got them all, and once you're ready, once you do have all of them, we can move on to the inside. Let me do that for myself, ladies and gentlemen. Please, I need to do it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have just finished grabbing all of those materials that I showed you on the screen for myself. Once you have all of them yourself as well, we can begin. Of course, pause the video if you have to, if you do need time to gather all of those materials. You have been warned. So, let's go to the inside of Dunkin Donuts, and obviously you'll notice that we've already done quite a bit of work in here, right? We've done quite a bit of work, but there's always more that we can do. So, first of all, underneath where we placed these two quartz stairs, we're going to place furnaces on the ground. We're going to place daylight sensors on top, and those are just used for like cooking stuff. Next to these, left and right, we're going to place some more furnaces, and we're going to place some weighted pressure plates on top of them. So it's just a different type of cooking apparatus. Along this back wall here, I'm going to place a series of 1, 2, 3 cakes, just like this. And just up above here, I'm going to have like item frames. And I kind of want to have signs. So what these signs would say is like how much each item would cost. So like where we're going to have like a cake in one, we're going to have bread in one, and another one in one as well, but we just don't have those at the moment. Along the top here where we have these magentas, starting from the left, we're going to follow this. We're going to place a birch sign, and we're going to have like item frame, birch sign, item frame, birch sign, item frame. Oh, no, come back. Another birch sign, and item frame. And in these, I'm going to have cocoa beans, because that looks like coffee. And, you know, coffee beans, cocoa beans, very similar. Inside of this, you'd have, like, I don't know, like, latte, black coffee, you know, a mocha coffee. You know, all sorts of different drinks. And just along the bottom down here, we're just going to have, like, flower pots, which are cups. And we're going to have brewing stands underneath. So that is a... to making coffee out of Dunkin Donuts. So we sell treats, we sell coffee, we can cook it over here, just inside here as well. And by the way, feel free to chuck a couple of like flower pots about as well. So some of these can be mugs, we can cook it over here, just inside here as well. And by the way, feel free to chuck a couple like flower pots about as well. So some of these can be mugs. If you want, so you can put flowers in some of them as well. Maybe even like here too, right? And when it comes to these item frames, like I actually, if you want, so you can put flowers in some of them as well. Maybe even like here too, right? And when it comes to these item frames, like I actually do have these materials on me too. Like you know, you might be able to sell some, maybe like a sandwich or something, maybe, or maybe. Some cookie or you know something like that, just to kind of like have in here too. What else might you want around the area? Well, there's a few things. So a little bit of carpet's quite nice, some orange carpet and some magenta. Just kind of like in this area here, just maybe like a strip of three, right? Alternating magenta and orange carpet, just kind of sort of taking you to the door. The carpet is kind of just, it doesn't go up to anywhere, it's just set in the middle, almost like a rug is, and it just adds some colour to the area here. Similar thing here as well, I'm going to add one here, so I just kind of want to maintain about a distance. Or one from everywhere, and I just want a little rug made out of orange carpet and magenta just in this area. We don't really have to have it anywhere else. Well, what else can we have? Well, we need tables, so I'm going to grab a block of redstone, piston and some weighted pressure plate. upstairs, we're going to dig in front, and we're going to place a block of redstone and a piston, and these are just going to make tables. I love these kinds of tables, I use them all the time. It just looks like a nice table. On top of the table, you can feel free to place some weight pressure plates and the jet comp. Maybe even some orange, just anywhere that you like. We've got a couple of single tables here too, so we can do a similar sort of deal, piston, maybe a couple of weight pressure over here on this one. No, there's one there too, so how about magenta? When we have a single table here too, just one here. Here, we'll use a white one, and just we want one in the middle of all of these too. So here. What colour haven't we used in a while? Probably orange. That works quite well there too. So yeah, I mean we've got a pretty nice, lively inside of the building. Really, you can. There's a couple of spaces where you might want to place like a painting. So let's. We want like a painting here, just on this wall, and we don't want it to be too big, so we could have a painting there. Could have a painting there, let's say. You've even got enough room for a double painting there. Maybe I want one over here too. Quite often find no. Yeah, that one's fine. That's perfect. So it's it's just quite a nice place to put a load of paintings and stuff just all over the place. You could even put like more item frames above here if you wanted to, or you could add kind of like you could refine the extractor fan area. We're getting kind of like finicky with things. You're more than welcome to like change this up. Like you could extend this. If you wanted to, you could, I don't know, you could add more little weird details to this, like you could add some bars underneath, something like that. It doesn't really make too much sense to be honest, but it just kind of looks like something. If you wanted to, you could have lanterns hanging, but I'm actually quite happy with the interior like this. It's quite nice, it's quite functional, it's quite simple. The only thing that you might want to perhaps add is just behind this counter here, you might want to add, you'd use a neutral block, kind of maybe like white concrete. This is up to you. Maybe you want to have some cups. You can use a couple of different things for cups as well. They've changed everything around. I'm finding it quite hard to find stuff, to be honest. I'm looking for flower pots and sea pickles. Also looking for cakes as well, which should be, where are, there they are. So behind this counter here, it might be quite cool to have like, maybe like a cup or so, see, just kind of look like cups, so kind of like little confetti that people can like buy behind the counter. It depends how far you want to go with these things. Like you can decorate it even more, you can add less, you can write in all of the signs and stuff. You guys get the idea. Take this as far as you want it. Some of the materials that I've just used there won't be in the item list because again, it's up to you whether or not you want to do it. But ladies and gentlemen, we've kind of sort of done the whole build, and as is tradition, now that we've completed the inside, I'm going to give you guys a nice tour around the outside, and we're going to come inside, and we're just going to make sure that everything is the way that we want it. So let's take a look at this thing. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what your Dunkin Donuts should look like once it's been 100% fully completed.
We have finished a American donut shop. I love this build a lot. It's kind of modern. I kind of like it. I personally like the colors, like that actually vibrate for them. It actually makes sense for Dunkin Donuts. I kind of like this build a lot because it kind of suits, and the colors as well. It looks pretty cool. And this build, is donutty. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building Dunkin Donuts. If you did guys enjoy this video, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day guys. Peace out.